Sitting outside is probably a horrible idea, but as I had said earlier, I have had a little bit of family issues, and I'd like to avoid them today. Well, not that I have constant family issues, but on occasion. So I'd rather kind of do this in private, and the only way in private is out on our porch. So, probably got the sound of our annoying neighbor's air conditioning, which is on all the time, even if it's not necessary. And there's birds and there's wind, so I am very sorry if this ends up being crap. And birds keep flying behind me, and I keep thinking I'm getting attacked by something. That's why I'm being all paranoid looking. I need like a desk or something to put this on so it stops shaking all the time, because that can be kind of obnoxious. Okay. Let's get down to business. First of all, ask me questions in the comments because I don't want to have to keep coming up with what to talk about. Well, I guess I don't mind it, but it would be more interesting if I got more feedback. I mean, I can't expect a whole lot of feedback. My first video is only an hour old, but leave me questions. My pointer on my computer is like makes it look like I'm picking my nose with a pointer. Anyway, I'm kind of ridiculous. I should start this video over, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe you guys should see like kind of how I am. I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not gonna like splice parts of videos together to omit mistakes and embarrassing moments because I think that's not very real, and I don't like that. That's just me though. If that's what you do, don't feel like I'm saying it's bad, because I'm not. I'm just saying I'd rather people laugh at me and think I'm ridiculous and dumb and I don't know what other words you want to call me, but I'd rather you think that and like get an actual impression of like who I am rather than me being fake and just talking about stuff, because what's the fun in that? You know? The reason why you're on my channel, or hopefully why you'll keep coming back to my channel, is because you like me, and you can't like me if I'm not actually in the video. So, starting with my views, this is going to be very basic because I can only do a 15-minute video, and I don't really want to do a 15-minute video, mostly because I know it's kind of boring to sit through them, especially when the talker rambles like I do. So I'm going to keep this short. I'm an evolutionist. I have lots of reasons for it. It's a video for later. I am, I call myself an atheist, existential nihilist or nihilist, or I've only read it on Wikipedia, so I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I'm a free thinker, agnostic. That's another conversation too. Agnosticism versus atheism. Sometimes I'm a pantheist or pantheist, depending on where you want to put the emphasis. The emphasis. Basically, I think the universe is pretty freaking sweet, so if you want to call the universe a god, that's okay, but I don't worship it because that's ridiculous. How do you worship something that's technically inanimate? I guess the universe isn't inanimate because everything in it is living. Not everything, obviously, but a lot of things in it are living. But I guess that depends on if you define the universe as in like the cosmos, meaning like the whole space of things, or as in everything, including within the cosmos. So I guess I'm using the all-inclusive, so it's technically living, but not all parts of it. But yeah, semantics. I'm an English major. That's where it bites me. And my boyfriend's a biomedical engineer major, so he'll talk more about, well, if he gets on here, he'll talk more about the science behind stuff. I'm kind of more of the, I'm kind of more of I don't know, the philosophical side of it, but that's not necessarily true either because, I don't know. I don't know much about psychology. I don't really know much. I just know what I think, and I'm really good at finding information that goes along with it, but I by no means make that information or come to any conclusions well, I come to my own conclusion. I interpret things really well, but I don't create the facts or compile the facts or anything. I just talk about it. So, the hell was I talking about? Evolution. Yes. Evolutionist. No, I was past that. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I'm an existential nihilist or nihilist or whatever the hell. Basically because ultimately there is no meaning, in my opinion. I mean, if there's no God to create any sort of plan, then there is no purpose to anything in and of itself, but I think people can find their own purpose, so it's all relative. So I guess, I don't know. I'm a nihilist in that there is no ultimate purpose, there is no ultimate reason for anything. Shit just happens because it does. That's about it. I mean, it's the nature of life. Life happens, life wants to happen, so when the conditions allow for it, it will, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Everything from there is a consequence of that. So if you want to call life God, then that's sort of a pantheistic sort of view, and that's kind of where I fall sometimes, depending on my mood. But I'm never a theist, and, well, I was, but I will never be a theist. That's not true. See, I don't want to be closed-minded. If the information stays the way that it is, or more information on the side of atheism comes in, I will never be a theist. I find that deism is maybe the only logical sort of non-atheist view, because, I mean, I don't know how anyone can expect that Christianity is right, but the Muslim faith is wrong, or Buddhism is wrong. I mean, just because there's like, it's one thing just to be a general theist, but to have a doctrine on top of that with no proof behind it is beyond ridiculous. Being a theist is just kind of silly, but having the doctrine past it makes it ridiculous. And I feel like a deist is a little bit less ridiculous because you don't necessarily need to prove what a theist would have to prove. A theist would have to prove that the God cares about you and that you can have a personal relationship with the God and the God is all-knowing or whatever, whereas as a deist really just feels like it's possible that there's something that created the universe, but beyond that doesn't care about us, and that makes more sense to me because, first of all, it's less that you have to prove, so it's less evidence against it, and yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. What other issues are there?